Mathematics paper 1 or question 1, there's something ngiyithandayo ngale question. Ngithanda into engenza ukuthi ngithande le question, it's because of la ku question 1 kufana nokuthi it's a giveaway. Bakupha ama marks wamahala la. I mean, bheka nje. Quadratic inequality, sad equation, simultaneous equation, and one wildcard question. Even a grade 11 learner angayiphendula le question and still pass nakhona. Yabona, basically into engizama ukuyisho ukuthi umsebenzi ka grade 11 mostly umsebenzi ka grade 11 la. So our question 1.1 but is solve for x. Solve for x 1.1.1 basiphe u x squared plus 5x minus 6 equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation, quadratic formula, completing the square or the factoring method ungayi apply la. Yes, so but ngizosebenzisa the factoring method la. Ngifuna two numbers engizothi nangizimultiply zinginikeze u-minus 6, the same numbers ngithi ngiyazi-adda zinginikeze u-plus 5, minus 6 nangimtimesa no-plus 1 I get u-minus 6, u-minus 6 nangimhlanganisa no-1 no-plus 1 ngithola u-minus 5. So definitely it means that u6 kwamele abe positive, u1 abe njani, abe negative, ngoba nangihlanganisa u6 no minus 1 ngithola u-plus 5, which is the middle term. 6 times minus 1 ngithola u-minus 6, which is that one, i-constant yethu minus 6. So lana ke my factors kuzoba ubani, plus 6 no minus 1. Now ama roots wami azothini, x equal to minus 6 or x equal to 1. So this is the factoring method. Ungasebenzisa completing the square or iloganje i-quadratic equation yakho, it's still fine, uzothola the same answer. Now siyala ku 1.1.2, it's inevitable ke la, it's inevitable lena kwamele usebenzise i-quadratic formula ngoba i-answer ozoyithola it's a irrational number, it's an irrational number. Uyibona ngani? Ngoba ti correct to 2 decimal places, and the factoring method allow ukuthi uthole ama factors for irrational numbers. So quadratic formula in this question ke. So as we with nas apply quadratic formula, I need the value ka a, value ka b, as well as the value ka bani ka c. Ungakhohlwa, I see this mistake a lot my students ayenzayo where they forget ama signs now, right? So make sure that now keep a, b no c, you also take along ama signs walezo's number as well as ama coefficients. X is equal to this, which is the quadratic formula. Then we substitute again. Then say a substitute again, much. Say a substitute, and then it's minus 3 plus plus 3 squared minus 4 negative 5 divided by 2 4. This is equal to 0.80, and then the next one we over negative because of its plus minus negative 1.55. So now I'm a root way to get. Now I'm a root way to get for this equation. 1.1.3 is in a quadratic equation again. Quadratic inequality equation. Now so 4x squared minus 1 less than 0. Okay, lana I just try to look at a quadratic equation iba so as a standard form, right? But this equation has only two yama terms. It's this one as well as the constant, so there's no b. So in many cases lana what we do, sometimes no transpose alo c simulating up and then divide by a and take the square root. But in this case, in this sizowenza so. In this case, yes, sizowenza kanje. Sizowenza so. Uyabona lo 4x squared minus 1 is actually a difference of 2 squares. So instead of guess what, ne quadratic formula ungayi apply la. Even here a quadratic formula ungayi apply uno a uno c, you don't have b. B wako is equal to 0. Then you substitute and find ama answers wako. You can also do that nangabe awukhoni okulukayo ukufactorize, yes, or apply factoring method. But lana it's obvious, nangabe factorization yakho usayikhumbula. 4x squared minus 1, it's a difference of 2 squares. 4 is a perfect square, x squared is a perfect square, as well as 1 is a perfect square. So ingivumela ukuthi ngithi 2x minus 1 in bracket or close bracket 2x plus 1 close bracket. Lama bracket ayofana, the only difference it's the sign. It's a difference of 2 squares, and then ama critical values wam yoba x equal to 1 or x equal to minus 1. So for the quadratic inequality equation, it's either usebenzise okay, for finding our solutions for a quadratic inequality equation, it's either usebenzisa the graphical method or the number line method or the table method. Mina ngizosebenzisa the graphical method, then ngiplotta ama solutions wam. So the graphical method basically is plotter a parabola, but we are only interested in the x-intercepts of the parabola, like this. Awunandaba no y-intercept, you just plot lama critical values wakho la, which are the x-intercepts, yes. So bese uyabuya ke ucheck the inequality sign. The inequality sign says what? Less than. So solution here to iba inside the curve la, right? Iba between minus half and positive half. Why it's between minus half no positive half? It's because of less than. Whenever 4x squared minus 1 are less than or are negative, over negative below the x-axis, over negative below the x-axis, over the y is negative, 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 and then above the x-axis sibana positive values. So if it was greater than, besiyobheka solutions above the x-axis. If it's less than, sibheka ama solutions below the x-axis. So our solution is ithola lage. Therefore our solution is over between minus half and positive half. Or I represent as well the solution x element of negative half excluded, less than, it's excluded. If it's less than or equal to, say includer, 2 1 over 2 excluded. So now solution here to hyperbola interval notation, or you can use the inequality signs. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Okay, siyaku 1.1.4. 1.1.4, this is a sad equation, but there are some manipulations of science, or let me say we have to solve for lama brackets. I remember one time ngifonela enhlekazanga fonela usewam, some teacher bekafundisa bekafundisa high school yam, so kwangisendela a WhatsApp wathi ngimchazele this sum la ku 1.1.4. It's not like uthi yamshaya, but the reason why wangisendela leya WhatsApp, it's because of it's a bit confusing sometimes. Una 2 yama square roots la, yes, 1 2 in bracket 1, bracket number 2 na 1 2. So ngathi ingamesa iluganje i-thought process yakho kancane. But let me explain ke this equation ukuthi ungayisimplify kanjani. It's a sad equation, so ama sad rules kwamele apply. Ngitheni? So solve for the bracket. So in order to solve for the bracket, kwamele multiply this bracket with this bracket, but ungayenzi the mistake of saying square root 32 times square root 32 ubhale answer, square root 32 times no x ubhale answer bese uthi x times square root bese ubhale no. It's not angeke ukhona uku-apply foil method because of the big square root. So kwamele u-apply ama-sud rules kuqala. So for okay, now is sud rule, ne? There's a sud rule 80. If we multiply ama square roots out 2, ne? If we multiply ama square roots out 2 and then the bases are not the same, wenza so uthatha the square root, I should square root b times square root a. Answer yakho nangabe multiply lama square roots, answer yakho izothi square root a b. Yes, you just take the square root and multiply out lama bases under the square root. Yes, but if for instance you multiply lama square roots afanayo and then the bases are also the same, the answer yakho izothi square root a times square root a, answer yakho yoba ubani, yoba a. But if the bases are not the same, you have to multiply them out again. So now nalana sizowenza the same thing. Uyabona lo square root, there's a square root under that square root, square root 32 plus x, square root 32 minus x. Lama ngathini, let's number under the square roots are not the same. Kufana nokuthi lona u b, lona ubani u a. So nang multiply lama roots lawo, ngizothola something like this. Ngizothola a huge square root just like la square root b times square root a. It's a square root of a times b. So I'm multiplying out lama expressions, lama binomials lawo. So it's going to be square root 32 plus x, close bracket, open bracket, square root 32 minus x, close bracket. Uyabona? Times u b, being times nobani no a. Yes, and then I multiply again using any foil method under the square root. The square root awusilahli, asihambi le square root lesi. Yes, asihambi le square root, you just multiply out lama brackets again using the foil method this time. You can use the foil method and uthi square root 32 times square root 32 square root 32 times minus x, and then ubhale answer, so on and so on, and then bese uthola ma like terms, then you are add again. Yabona? But le bracket, lama bracket wethu angikhumbuza this, a difference of two squares, square root 32 plus x, square root 32 minus x, 2x minus 1, 2x plus 1. It's a difference of two squares. So instead of multiplying out one by one, ungavele uthi square root 32 times square root 32 sibhale answer. Square root 32 uyafana na this sud law. This ama square roots uyafana. So the square root of square root of a times square root of a is a. So square root 32 times square root 32 is 32. Nayilento ngikhuluma ngayo ngiyazi abanye ngathi abangibelieve nje, ngathi angikholwa, yabo, it's 32. This law is true, okay? And then siyothi plus x times minus x is minus x squared. Now it's 32 minus x squared equal to bani, x. Now sekuyi-sud equation le uyijwayele ke manje, yabona? So that's why we had to do some manipulation kuqala before uzoyibona ukuthi this is a sud equation. Then we square both sides so that it's a removal the square root, ngoba the square root assist allow ukuthi si solve this equation, and then I end up with 32 minus x squared equal to x squared. Now I think qhubeke ke ngizotranspose u-x squared to the right hand side, minus x squared, this minus x squared ngiyomtranspose to the right hand side, afike ngale abe positive x squared. What is x squared plus x squared? It's 2x squared. It's 2x squared. Then divide that both sides by 2 so that labo 2 ba cancelana. What is 32 divided by 2 is 16. and then ngithatha the square root on both sides again, ngithola plus minus 4. X wami is equal to minus 4 or positive 4. And then kuside equation siyazi ukuthi we have to test ama solutions wethu, yabona. Then ngiyalapha kule equation yami, going back to the equation ngiyothi the square root of square root 32 minus 4. La kuno x khona nje asiqale ngo minus 4. Sifuna ukubuka ukuthi u-x wethu wenza le uyayibalance le equation. You just test ukuthi lama solutions wakho they balance the equation. So square root 32 minus 4, close bracket, open another bracket, sibona square root 32 minus minus, no, it's going to be plus. It's going to be plus. Ngoba remember ngisubstitute ubani u-negative 4. A negative and a negative ngiphi positive equal to 4. So now substitute u-negative 4, ngithola u-4 on the right hand side, x equal to negative 4. So it means that u4 is equal to negative 4, which is not true. So it means that x equal to negative 4 is not a solution. Our only solution x equal to bani 4 kuphela. So there's a mark for this. Yabona look test look, there's a mark for one. So now to simplify side equation, test your solution, and then you cancel the irrelevant solution. Yes. So yeah, this is the solution for 1.1.4. siyaku 1.2 simultaneous equation, but kuzodinga ukuthi erase la. So ngizoyenza njalo then sisolve u1.2. Alright, 1.2, solve simultaneously for x and y. So I'm given two yama equations, y plus x equal to 12, equation 1, and then equation 2, xy equal to 14 minus 3x. Now to solve for a simultaneous equation, you need to equation 3 where one variable is represented in terms of another variable. In Kazoktini, I'm going to take equation 1 and make y the subject of the formula, or even x the subject of the formula, right? So that ngizokwazi ukusubstitute into equation bani 2. And so we are solving simultaneously for x and y, but I solve one at a time. So now substitute y into equation 2. Angeke ngikhona ukusubstitute ku equation 1 ngoba u3 uvela kubani ku equation 1. So I'm substituting ku equation 2. So where there's y ngiyofaka u12 minus bani x. So let us substitute again. So substitute out 3 into 2. We substitute now equation 2. But like no y khona ngifake ubani u12 minus x. Then we distribute x, or we solve for the bracket, ngithola u12x minus x squared, and then you transpose everything to the right hand side so that ngiba nani, ngizoba ne quadratic equation on its standard form. So it's going to be 0. Now transpose everything on the left, ngiletha ka right yosala 0. Lo x squared ufika be positive, u12 afike abe negative yena, and then sino negative 3 on the right hand side. It's told negative 3 on the right hand side, as well as ubani positive 14. The minus 12x no minus 3x are like terms, so siyawahlanganisa sithole minus 15. And then it's either associated inside quadratic formula, or you can use the factoring method, which is something in the answer. Two numbers is multiplies in positive 14. The same numbers is add as in negative 15, or negative 14, no negative 1. So our roots now, okay, x is equal to 14 or x is equal to 1, and then I calculate for value ga y using equation 3. So where there's x ngiyofaka 14 ngithole answer, ngibuye ngisubstitute 1 ngithole answer yakhona. So siqale ngo 14. What is 12 minus 14? 12 minus 14, it's negative 2. it's negative 2, and then substitute out negative 1 ke. Y is equal to, I mean 1, not negative 1. Y is equal to 12 minus 1 is equal to 11. Is equal to 11. It's equal to 11. Therefore, it means that our solutions were to, for x it's 14, for y it's negative 2, and then for x it's 1, for y 11. So now my solutions were to for this simultaneous equation. 1.3, the wild card one. Yeah, the wild card. 1.3, but you consider the product 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 times 8 times 9 times 10 times 11 up until uzufike kubani ku times 30. So it's 1 2 3 4 5. So multiplier sort of like ama natural numbers from 1 to bani up until kubani ku 30. Bese bathi determine the largest value of k such that 3k is a factor of this product. So in other words, lana sifuna ama multiples kabani ka 3. We want ama multiples ka 3. Is number as a range from 1 all the way up to 30. There are numbers which are multiples of 3. For instance, 3 qualifies to be a multiple of 3 ngoba 3 anyway. And then siba nobani no 6. Ku 6 no 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Yabon? So asimpale la. And then kulandela uba no 9. 3 times 3 is 9. And then siba nobani futhi I think as multiply this. I'm just pulling them out. No 12 ngoba 12 3 times 4 is 12. And then siba no 15. 3 times 15. 6 times 3 18. 6 times 3 6 times 3 6 12. Yeah, it's 18. It's 18. Yes. Or 9 times 2. It's 18 as well. And then sibanobano 21. 7 times 3, that's 21. And then 8 times 3 angipawubani 24. 27. Yeah, 27. 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27. Or 9 times 3 is 27. And then sibano 30. 10 times 30. Sifuna is number which are multiples of 3, right? Which are multiples of 3. But we have to determine the largest value of k such that 3 raised to exponent k is a factor of this product. Okay, so in other words, it tells with lama multiples eswatholayo la. Lama multiples eswatholayo, the multiples of 3 eswathola inside these numbers. Kwamele siwa express as ama powers. For instance, 3 usinikeza 3 raised to exponent 1. Lana it's 3 times 2 sithola 3 raised to exponent 1. 9 can be written as 3 raised to exponent 2 ngoba 3 times 3 nginikeza ubani 9. 3 times 4 kuno 3 oyi-1 la. So it's 3 raised to exponent 1. 15 kuno 3 1. 18 9 times 2, so you know 3 times 2, so it's 9 times 2, and then 9 unginikeza ubani 3 squared. 21 is 3 times 7, so it's 31. 24 it's 3 times 8, so no 3 1, so it's 3 raised to exponent 1. And then 27, that's 3 raised to exponent 3. 30, it's 3 times 10, so it's 31. Therefore, we want the largest value of k such that this is a factor of, we want the largest value of k such that 3 raised to exponent k is a factor of this product. So k is over equal to 1 plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So k uzoba equal to 14. Yeah, k uzoba equal to 14. Atingenze so. Lo k equal to 14 simply means that nang times are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way up to 30. This 3 raised to exponent bani 14, 3 raised to exponent 3 raised to exponent 14 izonginikeza the same answer as this product. Instead of writing this product like this, ungavele uyibhale ngalendlela le. So our answer is equal to k la ku 1.3. I hope uthole some value out of this video. Check out the description box for more videos while a question paper ka November 2019. Now uthole some value, show me some support guys by liking, sharing and subscribing nangabo new to this channel. So yeah guys, asibonane on the next video. Bye bye.